You hate to put the team. Not only does she have the pressure on her shoulders, but she's got it on her shoulders with basically 1 foot.
Mark Wentz throws the ball up. He's working the game with Sally Bell and Kim Watt, and we are underway at the Civic Center. Taurasi will be defended initially by Newton as Rutgers starts out man-to-man.
They're playing a lot more man-to-man than they have in the past. Which shows you what we know about the bad ankle by Taurasi, not affecting that jumper.
So the Huskies out to a quick 3-0 lead. Rutgers 6-3, coming off a loss at 9th-ranked Texas Tech on Saturday night. They had won 6 of 7 before that. Down low, nobody was covering Hearns. How'd that happen?
Well, a lack of communication that time defensively by the Huskies.
Conlon will walk it across. Defended man-to-man by Pondexter. Up top, Conlon again to Taurasi. Second straight possession with Newton on her. Battle at the foul line. Pass into the post is deflected and stolen. And here comes McCullough. On the left, Newton finds Hearns. And it's blocked from behind by Conlon, who is about 6 inches shorter.
A lot of good things happened that play. Battle got back and just didn't try to block the shot. And then Conlon wisely knocked the ball away from behind. No fouls called there. Could have been easily 2 fouls.
Pondexter to inbound beneath the Rutgers hoop. Gives to Newton, picks up the dribble. Pondexter defended by Taurasi. Preseason second-team All-Big East selection, a sophomore from Chicago. This is Horton, who's the only senior on this Rutgers team. Shot clock inside 10. On the left, McCullough. Someone's got to let it go. Newton does. Air ball, rebound battle, and it'll be a shot clock violation.
Huskies are switching on all screens. And that's a wise choice defensively because most of the Rutgers perimeter players are pretty interchangeable.
On the left, it's Battle. Rutgers goes 5-9, 5-9, 5-8, 5-11, and then the good player Hearns, and there's Struther with her first 2 of the night.
Well, she likes that left wing, as we saw in the open of the game, the unbelievable play she made at the end of regulation against Tennessee. A very similar take to the hoop that time.
Yeah, she cut the lead to 1 with 42 seconds left by going between the legs, then behind the back, and then a baseline drive. Hearns goes right at Jessica Moore. Bad shot, rebound Taurasi. She's 10th in the Big East with 6.9 per game. Up top, Battle, and down low, Moore had sweet position, and Hearns had no choice but to foul her, the first foul of the evening.
Jessica Moore had worked really hard that time to get terrific position inside. But here, Struther, the defender goes for it, and then Struther's got a little isolation play. Defense came to help out, but she wisely kept her head up on the rim and knocked it down.
Taurasi inbounds to Struther. Gives to Conlon at the top of the circle. Taurasi comes around the screen, and Moore will be called for picking up a foul while setting the screen. First on the Huskies.
Well, it's important that Taurasi's got to run her man into Jessica Moore. And Jessica that time did. She moved to her right to try to knock off the defender.
And we're seeing that called more often than ever this season. Top of the circle, Hearns. Gives to McCullough. McCullough wanted to go down low to Hearns. Knocked away by Moore, and then they collided.
He's going to call a foul.
Well, that'll be 2 quick ones on Moore.
And that was a late call, and I don't think it was a particularly good call.
At any rate, Moore will get a quick seat, only 2:28 into this one. Quickly replaced by Barbara Turner, the freshman from Cleveland. And Turner will be assigned the task of guarding Hearns, who is 3 inches taller. This is Hearns to McCullough. McCullough goes baseline and then leaves at the other side for Horton.
Well, with the problem there, Struther got beat baseline side. The defense came to help, which is the right thing to do, but then you got to continue to help on the weak side. Rutgers used that nicely.
Rutgers down 1. Taurasi on the left will take the 3 over Newton.
She just has such confidence, and what a sweet stroke.
So Taurasi hits her first 2 threes of the night. She's got 21 threes this season, 9th best in the Big East, 184 for her career. She's 4th best in UConn history. In the lane, Pondexter will be called for the travel. Turnover number 2 for the Scarlet Knights. UConn going for its 52nd straight win tonight. The record, 54, set by Louisiana Tech between 1980 and 82. After tonight, the Huskies will host Virginia Tech Sunday at Gamble and then visit Seton Hall 1 week from tonight. Turner down low, spins and leads for Taurasi. Dribbles with the left hand, and then Newton stripped it right out of her hands as she left her feet. On the left, Horton fakes Conlon off her feet.
Rutgers running the basketball a lot more this year. They used to be just a walk-up team, try to slow it down and beat you with their defense. This year they're scoring more. They're getting more in transition off of turnovers.
Well, they really got into a track meet the other night at Texas Tech. They lost 94-81. You imagine a Rutgers team giving up 94 points.
Yeah, that was unheard of the last several years.
Turner spins on the much shorter Horton. Counted in the foul.
That's a smart move that time by Barbara Turner. There's no way Horton can stay with her at 5'8" in the lane, exploit that matchup, and even at that she faded away, but she used what the defense gave her. See, coaches want her to get the ball even a little bit lower down at the block. But Turner showing you some of her athleticism. And
she's been terrific from the foul line. There you see the numbers. 5th best free throw shooting percentage in the Big East.
And you knew that was going to happen.
So, of course, she misses her first of the evening. UConn by 4. We've played 4 minutes. Huskies have won their last 8 meetings with the Scarlet Knights and 13 of their 14 career meetings. Shot no good. Hearns in the lane for the rebound. Has trouble controlling it. Then finds Newton.
Hearns is a stud inside. You got to get a body on her and box her out.
Leading rebounder on a Purdue team which went to the NCAA Finals 2 years ago, and that was as a freshman. In the lane, McCullough shoots over Struther. Battle deflects the rebound, then Taurasi gets it on a hop. 3-on-3. Conlon left. She pulls up. Rebound off the hands of Rutgers. Timeout. 15:24 to go in the first half. Diana Taurasi has taken 2 threes. She's made 2 threes. Her Huskies lead Rutgers by 4 in the Big East opener. 7 meetings for UConn at the Hartford Civic Center this season. A look at the resume of C. Vivian Stringer. As we mentioned earlier, the only coach ever to take 3 different teams to the Final Four. She did it with Cheyney State, now Cheyney University. She did it at Iowa. And, of course, she did it in 2000 at Rutgers when the Scarlet Knights were in the same Final Four as UConn was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, what are the chances that 2 Big East teams going to the Final Four? And C. Viv, as she's known to a lot of people, she's done a lot of incredible things.
Quick inbound pass to Ashley Battle for her first 2 of the night. Stringer inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame 2 years ago.
And then she had the United States Sports Academy name its annual Women's Coaching Award in her honor.
McCullough with the deep 3 over Taurasi, and Taurasi pulls down the rebound, her 3rd. On the right, it's Struther. She's defended by McCullough. So far, Newton has been the only player to get the assignment on Taurasi in this Rutgers man-to-man.
And if she's smart, she will make her drive. Taurasi not as mobile with the bad ankle.
The shooting story in the early going. Battle will shoot over Hearns. Rebound weak side to Turner, and a fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Huskies. Kick out to Conlon. She's got 23s. Can't get that one to go. And Battle with the hustle offensive rebound.
Terrific hustle on the offensive boards by the white jerseys.
Taurasi on the right. Conlon, another 3. Front rims it, and the rebound is pulled down by Dawn McCullough. Conlon leads the Huskies in 3-point field goals and 3-point shooting percentage. A reach-in foul will be called on Taurasi.
The key to this game in the Huskies' game plan is to keep the Rutgers perimeter players in front of them. Don't get caught up with fouling as they go by. Move your feet, keep them in front. Don't commit any stupid fouls.
At the line, Dawn McCullough, 5'9" junior from Wilson High School in Long Beach, California. Her dad, Earl, was the NFL Rookie of the Year back in 1962, and she has a cousin by the name of Willie McGinnis, defensive end for the Patriots, who, of course, is one of the defensive stars on their Super Bowl championship team last year. Pretty good genes in that family.
I know, how about it?
Taurasi will walk it across with the Huskies up 4. UConn 12-0. This is the Big East opener, the first of 16 conference games. Battle down low. Hearns blocked it. And Hearns is going to be called for the personal foul. And that already is 2 on her, and that's trouble for Rutgers.
Well, coming in, the high post was going to be open against this 3-2 matchup zone of the Scarlet Knights. Huskies doing a fine job of following their game plan, executing, and getting it done.
Battle hits the free throw, and Hearns will have to sit down with the 2 fouls. She's replaced by Michelle Campbell, a 6'2 freshman who hails from one of the great high schools in this land, Notre Dame High School in Lawrence Township, New Jersey.
And you say that why?
Because I went there. We didn't go there at the same time, I might point out. Pondexter will walk it across the midcourt line. Then a deep 3 by Horton. Weak side rebound to Newton. Wants to go at Strother and is called for traveling. Turnover number 3 for the Scarlet Knights.
And Gino Auriemma is screaming, rebound the basketball. You don't want to give a team like Rutgers second and third opportunities. They will kill you.
A year ago, an unusual down year for Rutgers. They got hit hard by graduation. Blocking foul will be called on McCullough. That will be her first and number 4 on the Knights. Last year, Rutgers just 9-20 overall, 5-11 in the Big East as Morgan Valley checks in for the first time. She'll replace Battle. Year before, Rutgers lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament to Southwest Missouri State and the sensational Jackie Stiles. Of course, Tasha Pointer was a senior on that team, and Tammy Sutton Brown is gone. So it's a new group of young players here at Rutgers.
And boy,
fine young nucleus.
The young players, the freshmen from last year's team, played 37% of the minutes for that team, 40% of the rebounds.
Lots of contact between Taurasi and Newton off the ball, and Taurasi will get called for the foul. That's her second, and Gino Auriemma is hot. And he's barking at Kim Watt and being restrained by Tanya Cardoza and Chris Daly. Taurasi and Newton were really going at it away from the ball.
Now that's a bad, well, see, that's what they're calling that last part of the play. Her hands were up, absolutely they were. And Newton was fouling her, but then at the end, Taurasi's left arm going down and Newton falling is the reason that foul was called. 2
on Taurasi, 4 on the Huskies. Sally Bell is telling Gino Auriemma, I've heard enough. Deep 3 by Newton. Chelsea Newton, the 5'11 sophomore from Monroe, Louisiana, with her 6th 3 of the season. And Rutgers is within 2. Strother misses the shot. Rebound in the lane. McCullough. 3 on 3. McCullough penetrates and leaves for Pondexter, who left her feet. Turner reached in and created the held ball. Arrow aiming toward Rutgers with 23 left on the shot clock.
Good work by Turner, coming off the bench, making things happen, changing the complexion of the game.
Turner will get a rest, and Battle, after a very brief rest herself, returns for UConn.
It's a good game for Battle. She matches up well with the Scarlet Knights.
Nobody home. McCullough threw it. No one was there. Conlon comes away, and then Campbell comes from behind to knock it away for Rutgers. 26 left on the shot clock for UConn.
Well, here, Conlon not aware of who is behind her. Very good hustle by Campbell to come through and knock that thing away.
Taurasi, who played 42 minutes the other day, finds Battle inside, and Battle will draw the foul. This one will be called on Horton. That will be her second, and 5 on the Scarlet Knights.
Ashley Battle very active in this game. Played pretty well Sunday against Tennessee. Didn't do anything outstanding. But they need her to be active. And you got to do these little things. You got to knock down the free throws. You got to get the junk hoops, offensive rebounds.
Vivian Stringer told me, Meg, that UConn has new faces, but they still play with a great deal of pride. They're just as capable of dominating like they have in the past. They have great talent, and they will be in the Final Four.
That's a big thing to say, knowing how young this UConn team is. And I'm sure Gino would say something like, well, she can say that because she's not in practice with them every day.
Left side. McCullough up top to Pondexter. She'll shoot over Conlon. Back rims it in Battle. Pulls the rebound down in the lane, her second of the night. Huskies up 3 with the ball. Battle takes the pass from Taurasi. Misses the 3. Long rebound baseline. Last touch by Struther.
I don't know if Ashley Battle jacketed 3 in the first pass into offense is what the Huskies are looking for in terms of execution.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's not. Ashley just 2 of 10 from three-point range this season entering tonight. There's your three-point story tonight. Taurasi has both of the threes. Battle with one of the misses. Conlon with the other 2. Newton, left side McCullough. To Newton again, goes around the screen set by Campbell. Shot clock at 5. Pondexter with a wild shot, but she gets bailed out by the... Nope, what do we have here?
They got the charge.
They got the charge on Pondexter. For Pondexter, her first, 6 on Rutgers. Timeout, UConn by 3. We've played 8.5 minutes. Morgan Valley to inbound. The Huskies with a number of streaks on the line. They've won 53 in a row at home. If they win tonight, they will equal the all-time school record of 54. Taurasi comes around the pick, takes the pass, misses the shot, and Morgan Valley with another offensive rebound for the Huskies. Struther for 3. Rolls up on the top of the backboard, so it will go back to Rutgers. So Taurasi hit her first and only 2 3-point attempts, but her teammates are 0 for 4 from behind the arc.
Well, I think a good thing, yes, some of the shots aren't falling, but they're getting second and third looks against a pretty athletic Rutgers team. That's good hustle offensively on the glass.
Amber Petalon, number 22, is checked in for the Scarlet Knights, so that lends them some more size. She's 6'4". Down low, Campbell quickly doubled by Battle. Shot clock inside 10 again. Pondexter right side McCullough. Wide open look and a weak side rebound for Newton and a fresh 30.
Yeah, she pushed Struther underneath the basket, so there was no way that Ann could rebound it.
Third rebound of the night for Newton, who leads the team with 5.9 per game. Left side, Pondexter.
So she likes to go left. Maria Conlon is not as quick as Pondexter. She's got to make her go right and force her to shoot the ball from long range.
First points of the night for Pondexter, who leads Rutgers in scoring with 15 per game.
She's only she's only a 20% three-point shooter. You can let her shoot. Don't let her drive.
Yep, 4 for 20 from three-point range. She took 30 shots, or 26 shots the other night at Texas Tech.
Yeah, she's not shy.
Big East season high, and a tough shot on the run by McCullough.
And McCullough's a streaky shooter. When she starts knocking down shots like that, look out.
So Rutgers has the lead midway through the first half. 15-14. Struther comes around the screen from Battle and will take the shot. No good. Rebound off the hands of McCullough, and she loses it into the Rutgers bench. Turner back in for UConn. She will replace Struther, who leaves.
Morgan Valley knocked that ball as it came off the rim, and it awkwardly went into the Rutgers player. That's why the ball went out of bounds. Good job there. The little plays there for Morgan Valley.
Turner fakes Petalon in the air. Counted in the foul. Turner with her second opportunity for a three-point play. She missed the free throw the last time.
Barbara Turner again coming into the game, making something happen. Nice job there, getting Petalon off balance, and then the strength. You see the go up, off balance, and then just go right through, shoot the ball. Petalon didn't really bite, but Turner strong enough, knocked it down.
First foul on Petalon, 7 on Rutgers. So Turner with 5 quick points off the bench. She's averaging 10.5 per game in her last 5 games. She has been very productive off the bench, both scoring and rebounding.
And they need her to be. If this team is going to go to the Final Four like Vivian Stringer predicts, you need production off the bench.
Right side, and a little bit too much mustard on that pass from Newton, intended for Petalon.
Huskies have to do a good job of keeping the ball in front of them, not getting beat.
Conlon will walk it across, getting her 5th start and 4th in a row tonight with the injury to Nicole Wolf. Wolf out 4 to 6 weeks with a stress fracture. Battle bounce pass down low. And here comes Rutgers the other way following turnover number 5 for UConn. Pondexter with the pull-up jumper.
Again, Rutgers so good at getting into transition this year off of the turnover. A poor pass by Battle leads to 2 easy ones for Rutgers.
Tied at 17, away from the ball. We get a whistle. Foul will be on Rutgers, team foul number 8.
Now, there was good ball movement here, but there, Taurasi didn't do a very good job of keeping Newton on her back. And then Pondexter, tough on the break, the pull-up jumper. She's gonna knock that one down.
Foul on Pedeline is her second. Strother back in for the Huskies. She's been in double figures 5 straight times and was one of the many Huskies who contributed to the victory the other night. The other afternoon, Taurasi obviously was the star of the game, but many Huskies made 1 big play or 2 big plays or 3 big plays.
And that's, you know, that's what it is. Not one player has to do it all. Taurasi, obviously the best player on this team and in the country, but just little things from other players is all they need. They don't need anyone to be superhuman.
Turner, an 80% free throw shooter, just 1 of 3 tonight. On the right, Pondexter, and she passes it, went right in and out of the hands of Conlon. Pondexter for 3, just beating the shot clock, and Moore with the rebound on the hop.
What a box by Barbara Turner.
Conlon, tough catch on the left. Up top to Moore. Strother on the right. They're looking for Turner down low. They got her. Let's see if she tries to take Pedeline. She's doubled and passes out of the double team to Moore.
What a terrific play by Barbara Turner to find Jessica Moore wide open. Moore nicely used the glass from an angle that they do a drill every day in practice.
Vivian Stringer's going to call timeout with 7:42 to go in the half, and UConn up 2 as we see Turner pass out of the double team.
Exactly, the double team there. And Jessica Moore was a little bit further than we're outside of range that we're used to seeing. But again, they run a drill every day in practice where they cut down into the lane right about where she got the ball. And that's why that repetition in practice is so important, because there it's just second nature to just catch and knock it off the glass.
Last time UConn lost the game was to Notre Dame in the NCAA semifinals, March 30th, 2001 in St. Louis. Since then, the Huskies have won 19 straight games against Big East opponents. That includes the 3 in the Big East tournament last March, and have won 51 straight overall. We also mentioned the 53-game home court winning streak. That dates back to a February 2nd, 2000 loss to Tennessee.
And you know, it's funny, the media talks more about this streak, certainly, than anyone in the program does. The kids, and Gino put it pretty well going into that Tennessee game. Diana Taurasi's won 50 straight games. You guys have won 11.
Well, now they've won 12. And the biggest of the 12 was perhaps the hardest earned of them all. Turner rebounds the missed shot. So she's got 2 boards off the bench. Down low, Moore got the sweet position on Rebecca Richmond. And Moore will get to the line.
This is a good game for Jessica Moore to be a dominant factor. We saw the last time she got the easy bucket here. She worked hard, got herself fouled. Got to get a lot of production out of that young lady.
First foul on Richmond, 9 on the Scarlet Knights. Moore had only 4 points, but had 8 key rebounds the other day against Tennessee. And Megan, in the final seconds of regulation, drew a huge charge at crunch time, made a very wise decision.
Yeah, and when I say production out of Jessica, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the scoring column. It's the rebounding, it's the defense. Those are the things she's got to do.
Timeout, 7:15 to go in the half, and the UConn lead is 3 for Rutgers, and it's been a productive first half off the bench for freshman Barbara Turner.
Great, look at this insight, great patience, reading the defense, realized that she can't go right, and then the trademark emotion here, made something out of nothing and got 3 the hard way.
Huskies relying heavily on Turner. Their depth, of course, not what it once was prior to the injury to Nicole Wolf, so UConn has only 10 healthy bodies, including a walk-on and Stacey Marin to get through this stretch. Huskies go zone coming out of the timeout.
And that's because Rutgers doesn't have a strong inside presence. They got a lot And the way they play the zone, they can kind of stretch out and take away any penetration. Rutgers not going to kill you from three-point range.
McCullough misses the shot in the lane. Turner gets the rebound, but we're going to stay here, and there will be a foul on Turner, I believe.
Yep.
It will be her first, and number 5 on UConn.
Well,
Turner, the Gatorade Player of the Year in Ohio last year.
That's the problem with playing a zone. It's hard to rebound, but when you stretch it out and try to take away and try to match up a little bit with that defense, you got to do that, and you got to get a body and box out.
Smart play by Pondexter as the 5-second violation was about to be whistled by Sally Bell. She merely threw the ball off Taurasi's hands and out of bounds.
Well, now the Huskies will go zone, or rather man-to-man, through the rest of this possession. Anytime underneath out of bounds, you got to play man.
Pondexter for 3, no good, and the rebound to Newton. Back to Pondexter again. Only her 5th 3 of the season.
Well, she pulled the drama there, falling down and screaming as if she got fouled on the first shot, but she got a second opportunity. She took advantage.
She's got 7, and we're all even at 20. Moore up high, and the reach-in foul will be called on Newton. That'll be 10 on Rutgers, number 1 on Newton. So everything the rest of the way for UConn will result in 2 free throws.
And Huskies not doing especially well from the free throw line tonight. Yeah, 2 of 6. They got to do better than that. They'd have a 24-20 lead right now if that were the case, and then they'd be able to expand on it. Those are the little things that you've got to take advantage of.
I gave you a bum steer there, partner. I pointed to the wrong numbers. They're actually 4 of 9.
4 of 9. All right.
The stats monitor is a lot closer to me than it is to Megan.
And my eyes are not very good.
Jessica Moore is now just 1 of 3 from the line. 2-time high school player of the year in her native state of Alaska. And off the missed free throw, Campbell gets the rebound and is called for traveling as she fell to the floor with the ball.
Lucky break for the Huskies. And the only way that is really that it becomes a lucky break, or you really got to make sure you get something out of this.
Taurasi inbound to Turner. She wants to go one-on-one on Richmond. Goes right at her. Missed the shot against the much taller defender.
Not a wise shot. As well as Barbara Turner's been playing, she was too far underneath the hoop. So therefore, that lucky break proved to be a futile effort.
Pondexter on the right. Defended by Battle.
Got away with a little bump there, did Ashley Battle.
Newton misses the shot. Rebound on a hop to Pondexter. This time it's Battle with the rebound. Taurasi with the pull-up. Back rimmed it. Rebound Moore. Finds Conlon on the left for 3. Long rebound to Newton.
They can't hit the ocean with a beach ball right now.
Newton with 4 rebounds. UConn 2 of 7 from three-point range and just 7 of 20 from the floor. Huskies shooting 35%. For the year, they are a 48% shooting team.
And you know, you look for that letdown after the big Tennessee win. Not that there's a lack of effort, but Huskies just not as sharp. And quite frankly, it's just right now the shots just aren't dropping.
McCullough gives Rutgers a 2-point lead as we approach the 5-minute mark. Taurasi hit those 2 threes early, hasn't scored since. Moore with the foul line jumper. She's got 5.
And Moore has got to have the confidence to take that shot. It is a free throw. A simple foul shot, wide open, top of the key, just like the scouting report said. Have the confidence to drill it.
Left side, Pondexter. Down low, Campbell goes baseline. She's doubled by Turner, who blocks the shot. Richmond reaches in to create the held ball. Arrow pointing toward UConn.
Looked like Barbara Turner got hit in the face or something. The ball got ripped out of her hands. There, good defense, good help. Went straight up, but see, everyone's turning and looking. Yeah, looked like she got hit in the face. You see, when that shot goes up, you got to, instead of just looking up with your eyes and your head, you got to turn immediately and get a body. Box out.
So Rutgers giving the Huskies all they can handle here. The lone Rutgers win against UConn in 14 previous meetings. February 10th, 1998 at Rutgers, a 74-70 victory. UConn avenged that by beating the Scarlet Knights in the Big East tournament.
Well, it was hard to forget Vivian Sergen being carried off the court by her players.
Taurasi with the pass down low, and she lays it in. Rutgers, by the way, one of only 4 Big East teams. There are 13 others besides UConn in the league, but one of only 4 to beat UConn in the last 9 seasons.
That's staggering.
And Rutgers has beaten them only once. Syracuse has beaten them only once. Shot no good, taken by Pondexter. Rebound last touch by UConn. Timeout, 3:51 to go in the first half. The Huskies are in a struggle. They're up 2.
He arrived in this country, but oh my goodness, what a hairdo.
When was the last time he had a haircut before that photo was taken?
Probably when he was 7.
I think he should go back to that dude. What do you think?
I don't think I would speak to him
What
again.
did he do, lose a bet or something?
And well, you couldn't even see the suit he had, the leisure suit he was sporting in that photo.
I'm probably grateful we didn't.
Yeah.
Rutgers with the ball down 2. 3:40 to go first half. Campbell pops around the screen. Mariana Theodoris is checked in for the night. She's number 42. Left side 3, McCullough, and the rebound is pulled down by Conlon. She'll walk it across. Defended by Pondexter. They're looking for Battle down low. Instead, they reverse it. Strother back out top to Conlon. Battle spins and takes a shot. Looks like it's a bit out of her range, but all's well that ends well.
My goodness. Yeah, not the shot they were looking for on offense, but they'll take it.
You usually don't kiss those off the glass from straight on in, but whatever
Unless
works.
you're playing horse and you call it.
Right side, McCullough, and she and Newton got mixed up on their signals. Newton cut, and McCullough threw it behind her and into the backcourt. Turnover number 8 for Rutgers.
Again, another opportunity that the Huskies can take advantage of. A turnover by Rutgers. You got to get something, a 2 or a 3, something.
Taurasi has 8 points. Up top, Strother.
Better movement offensively we're seeing right now from the Huskies.
Morgan Valley on the left. Battle up top. Bounce pass down low, Taurasi. Bad angle to throw that entry pass, and she throws it away.
A right idea by Ashley Battle, but as you said, bad angle, and it was a little bit late. Battle took a dribble, catch it and look. Taurasi was open for a split second, and sometimes that's all it takes. You take that dribble, you waste it, and you lose the play.
A lot easier to make that pass from the wing. 6 turnovers for the Huskies. UConn has won or shared 9 consecutive Big East regular season titles. One of the ones they shared was with Rutgers back in 1999. The only one that Rutgers has shared in its 7 previous years in the league. This is the 8th year in the league for the Scarlet Knights. Theodoris, tough catch down low for Campbell. Then Taurasi ripped it out of her hands and touched it last.
Taurasi tried to get the official to go. Now look, Morgan Valley there. The double team comes from Taurasi. Look what a good job Maria Conlon does come down. The ball was thrown over her head. Good rotation by Conlon. Just over her head.
Lob pass down low to Campbell. It went all the way through the lane to Pondexter. Campbell keeps the rebound alive. Valley reached in, knocked it away. Then it's knocked out of bounds. Sally Bell says last touch by Newton.
Now that play happened because Ann Strother, quite like Wilnette Crockett did in the Tennessee game, Strother dove for the ball and just hit it. And then Rutgers went for it and they knocked it out of bounds. All because Strother was willing to get on the floor and get dirty.
Crockett had an unbelievable headfirst dive late in the game with 3:14 remaining. Dove, saved it, directed it to a teammate, resulted in a transition hoop. Taurasi from the top of the circle.
I noticed that time Taurasi's the base of her foundation, her feet a little bit wider set that time. I know she's thinking a lot about that ankle, but that time great setup, great follow through.
10 points for Taurasi, who has been in double figures in each of the 12 games in which he's played this year, and 61 in her career. Now I wonder whether they want to look at a replay to see whether her foot was on the line. That's exactly what they're going to do. It's one of the occasions that officials can go to the video monitor for the replay, and Sally Bell's going to do just that. Let's see, was her foot on the line or not? Tough to tell from impossible to tell
So
from
the
this
nice
angle.
wide base, yeah, it was tough for us to tell there. It looked to, if it's anything, it's her right foot. It looked to be behind it, but again, very difficult for us to see. Here we go. This should show us. It looks behind. It did look behind. It was the right foot.
And Sally Bell is calling over Mark Wendt. She wants another set of eyes. It's that close. This is good officiating.
Absolutely.
Take advantage of the technology that's available. You're only allowed to do it for a couple of different instances, so
I say she's behind. It's awfully close.
you can do it to correct a timing error. You can do it to determine whether it's a 2 or a 3, or whether the shot was released at the end of
they're saying 2.
second half or an overtime, and you can do it if there's an altercation to see who's involved in the altercation. Those are the only examples where you're allowed to go to the monitor.
Well, in that case, now we had the same angle that they did. They say 2, I say 3.
I honestly couldn't tell. It's very difficult to tell whether there was any daylight between her right foot and the top of the line. At any rate, it's an 8-0 Husky run in the last 5:30. They've opened up a 6-point lead. Taurasi now in double figures all 12 times this year and 61 times in her career. She's got an even 10. Second leading scorer in the Big East. She's averaging 19.8 per game. Newton, right side Pondexter, shoots over Battle. Rebound in the lane. Campbell knocked it loose, and picking up the loose change is McCullough.
Oriema is irate with the offensive rebounding by Rutgers. The Huskies are getting out-rebounded in this game.
Campbell's been a force off the board since checking in, and Morgan Valley hits a 3.
I was just going to say, Morgan Valley has been in this game for a long time.
Her first 3-point attempt, much less 3-point field goal of the season.
Couldn't happen to a better kid.
So the UConn lead is now 7. In the lane, Rutgers throws it away.
Gino wants a timeout here.
That was the 18th three-pointer of Morgan Valley's career. It's opened up a 7-point UConn lead. Gino Oriema with the use it or lose it timeout.
Chose to lose it, or rather use it. But right now he's sort of losing it.
Well, we mentioned that at the top of the telecast, the key for Rutgers is Cappy Pondexter.
Yeah, she likes to go left and shoot the ball there. Great footwork coming around on the defensive end for Rutgers, and Pondexter so good in the open floor. And there from long range, she shoots 45% from the floor. Now, she hit her 5th 3 of the season in tonight's game. She doesn't shoot and hurt you a lot from behind the arc, but you always got to know where she is.
Vivian Stringer told me that Pondexter gives everyone a sense of confidence and calmness. Although she's a sophomore, it's easy to forget it's her first year. If anything, she might be a little too unselfish. She did not play as a freshman because she was what is known as a partial academic qualifier. Did get to practice with the team, and it's highly regarded. A very solid recruiting coup for the Scarlet Knights to get her out of Chicago.
What
There's
a pass.
Valley finding Taurasi, so that's what happens when you call something in the huddle. Well, it doesn't always happen, but it didn't work that time.
At least they executed it well, and it was an unbelievable pass from Morgan Valley.
Pull up by Pondexter, no good. So UConn was down 22-20, and they end the first half on a 13-2 run, and they've opened up a 9-point lead. 12 points for Diana Taurasi. UConn leads Rutgers 33-24. Back at the Hartford Civic Center, where UConn used the 13-2 first half ending run to take a 33-24 lead over Rutgers at halftime. Associate head coach Chris Daly is standing by with Megan Pattison.
Well, Chris, I know that there's a important game going on right now, but did you miss us as we have missed doing this halftime interview with you?
I did. That's the first thing I thought of.
The focus at halftime, what are you guys looking to do second half?
Rebound the ball. Our defensive rebounding was really poor, and it gave them opportunities. They had 11 offensive boards, and that really hurt us.
All righty, well, good luck second half. Thanks. Wait a minute, you missed.
Back to you, Bob.
Oh, okay. First one of the new year. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at some first half highlights. And Rutgers hanging in there throughout the entire first half. Big first half for Dawn McCullough. Hits the tough fade. She's got 8 points and 5 rebounds. UConn ball, and the reach in by Newton creates the steal. Campbell hits Happy Pondexter for the pull-up. She's got 7. At the other end, Struther with her only basket of the first half. Morgan Valley with the great look inside to Diana Taurasi for the last 2 of her 12 first half points. And it adds up to a 9-point lead at the half. UConn has made its last 6 shots. Remember, they were 7 of 20. Well, they finished the half 13 of 26, shooting 50%. But the Huskies getting out-rebounded, Megan, 22-17. And as Chris mentioned, Rutgers with 11 offensive rebounds, and that is very un-UConn-like.
It is on UConn-like, but, you know, obviously you got a second 20 minutes to deal with that. But what you got to like about this, 8 bench points to nothing from Rutgers. So UConn is talking about how young they are and inexperienced, and they don't have Nicole Wolf. Well, they got productivity out of their bench, and that's important.
UConn, the leading rebounding team in the Big East. This is in rebounding margin, and 7th in the country. And Rutgers down by 9. And that's with only 5 minutes of playing time from Shalisha Hearns, who left after only 5 minutes with 2 personal fouls and 2 points. She is in there to begin the second half.
So the Huskies certainly have their work cut out for them here the second half.
Hearns, the transfer from Purdue, had 10 points and 11 rebounds in her Rutgers debut the other night on the road against 9th-ranked Texas Tech. Horton with the pull-up.
Such an athletic move that time. Horton likes to go left and pull up.
6 points for Horton, the senior out of Minneapolis. Taurasi finds Conlon. Ashley Battle defended by Hearns. Now gives to Taurasi, who's guarded by Newton. Newton falls down, and Taurasi will be called for the offensive foul. It's her 3rd and first on UConn in the second half.
Now the foul is on Morgan Valley, actually, with an illegal screen, and that's actually I don't think a very good call, because Valley didn't really hit her, and she fell the other way. If Valley would have hit her, she would have fallen differently. And it was tries to going back to her. See, watch. Not much of contact there, not much.
Probably would not have been called had Newton not fallen to the floor. Pondexter, forecourt. This is McCullough defended by Taurasi. Hearns guarded by Valley, quickly doubled by Taurasi. They push her way away from the lane. On the left, Pondexter. Left side, McCullough. Taurasi's hand in her face. Great box out rebound for Valley, who starts the second half, Megan.
Yeah, this is a surprise. But obviously, Oriema liked what he saw from Valley with her work in the first half.
Jessica Moore beginning the second half on the bench. Valley pass deflected by Hearns, and then McCullough tries to save, but Valley takes it back. Taurasi has 2 threes already. Rebound in the lane. Battle tries to control and does, but as she tried to get it to Struther, Rutgers takes it away. Left side, Hearns at the baseline. Top of the circle, Horton shoots over Battle. Mari Horton is 8th in the Big East in 3-point field goals. That's her 18th of the year.
So right now, this pace playing into Rutgers' hands. Again, so different from the Rutgers teams of years past who like to walk it up. These guys like to play up-tempo.
Struther has just 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting. Bad pass down low to Battle, who tries to save, and it's taken by Rutgers Newton, but she was sitting on the end line. So UConn gets it back, 12 left in the shot clock, and now Jessica Moore checks in, replacing Battle.
And hopefully Jessica heard the message loud and clear, not starting here in the second half. Another good play by Morgan Valley to create that out of bounds by Rutgers.
UConn looks in the lane. Rutgers takes it away. Instead, Struther on the right. Tries to use her size advantage. Low post Valley, 5 on the shot clock, and a 3-second violation on UConn.
Huskies have got to be tough. Rutgers, quite like Florida State, like Tennessee, they want to foul you, bump you, hit you. You've got to be tough and not let that get you out of your offense.
UConn only 10th best in the 14-team Big East when it comes to turnover margin. Remember, they had 30 in one game against USC in a blowout win nonetheless. Baseline, Newton's doubled. Outlet pass, Horton gets it. Shot clock inside 10. Horton finds Hearns, and her shot is partially blocked by Struther, and there's a Rutgers player injured. Horton looked like she hurt her ankle. So UConn has a 5-on-4 advantage. And Moore misses the shot, and there's foul number 3 on Hearns, and Horton is hobbling.
She tried valiantly to run back on defense, knowing her team was down a man, but that right ankle very sore right now for Mari Horton.
She's trying to shake it off. Moore will go to the free throw line. No one kneeling at the scorer's table. So evidently Horton's going to try to play. Meanwhile, at the other end, disaster for Rutgers as Hearns picks up her 3rd foul.
And the longer Hearns stays in there, it looks like you can't tell. There's only one person at the scorer's table, Rebecca Richmond, who you would think might come in for Hearns. So basically, Vivian Stringer saying, Mari Horton, oh no, all right, now she is going out, but they're keeping Hearns in with 3 fouls. If UConn is smart, they go to her every time on offense.
So trainer Terry Sprickago will work on that right ankle. Will first of all take off the right shoe. Huskies continue to struggle from the line, particularly Moore. She's 2 of 6. Pass down low, bobbled by Newton. Outside Hearns. Puts it on the floor, then hits the cutter, McCullough.
Good movement off the ball by McCullough. Hearns with a nice pass. Huskies a little bit asleep defensively. The crowd trying right now to get this team going.
McCullough with 10. She's in double figures for the 7th straight game. Struther drives, and she is held by McCullough.
This is not the NBA. That does not count. There's no continuation.
Foul number 2 on McCullough and 2 on Rutgers this half.
Well, watch Hearns, the nice handle, and then presence of mind to hit McCullough, dive into the hoop.
Off the inbound, Struther with the miss, and Valley with the putback.
Who'd have thunk it? Morgan Valley having an excellent game for the Huskies.
5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist for Valley. She's 2 of 2 from the floor. Didn't play the other day against Tennessee. In the lane, Hearns is stripped by Valley. Here's a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Conlon right, Valley left. Taurasi pull up. She's got 14.
Once again, a play started by Morgan Valley on the defensive end, getting involved, knocking it away. Taurasi came up with it and is so good in the open floor, nobody can stop her.
Another one of those, you'll never notice it in the box score plays.
Right.
Air ball by Pondexter. Struther gets the rebound on a hop. UConn up 7. They were up 9 at the half. Taurasi blows by Newton, leaves for Conlon. Struther in the lane. She spins and shoots over McCullough. Rebound Valley, her 4th. Kick out Conlon. Deep 3. Rebound last touch by Rutgers. Timeout, 15:40 to go in the ball game. Great production off the bench for Morgan Valley. UConn up 7. UConn lead, 4:20 gone by second half, and a very productive 4 minutes and 20 seconds here in the second half for Morgan Valley.
Well, you know, it's the little things that happen. Who thought Valley would start this second half? There, the putback, and then here getting involved, just creating that steal on the defensive end, which Taurasi will probably get credit for. But Morgan Valley is a seasoned veteran who seems to have been around for a long time with this team. She's got horrible plantar fasciitis and all kinds of problems in both of her feet, but works harder than anybody, and it's so great to see her doing well.
Taurasi entry pass to Moore, who's fouled from behind by Campbell. That's her first, and 3 on Rutgers here in the second half. So Huskies will inbound beneath their hoop. Out-of-town scoreboard. Boston College ranked 24th nationally, really clobbering St. John's. Providence with a 4-point lead at Georgetown. And Miami with a 12-point lead at the half at Syracuse. Miami with the sensational freshman Tamara James. Look at that score at the half. West Virginia still undefeated, up 11 over Notre Dame at halftime.
Mike Carey has done a great job in a short time. Volunteer, or rather the Mountaineers.
Campbell with her first 2 of the night. Notre Dame coming off the non-league loss to Purdue on Saturday. The Irish dropping to 17th in the latest national rankings, which came out yesterday. Strother, deep three, her first of the evening and 16th of the year.
Not an ideal shot. Didn't really come out of any offense that was being run, but you got to take it when you can get it at this point. But you can't let that bail out the fact that you got to run offense every time. 5
points for Strother, just 2 of 7 from the floor tonight. Horton will take the three over Valley. Rebound Conlon. UConn up 8. Conlon on the right, up top Strother. High post Valley. Gives to the cutter Conlon. On the roll, gives the more inside. And the second foul on Campbell. 4 on Rutgers this half.
Good patience that time. Valley got the ball at the top of the key and wrecked. Watch this. See, good patience. One, no, didn't work. Watch the screen. Boom, right there. Opens up the pass to Jessica Moore.
At the free throw line, Moore has struggled. She's just 2 of 6 tonight. 6 points overall. Of course, Megan, you had your normal chat with Chris Daly. And Chris is a Rutgers alum. In
there you
1982,
go.
She played on an AIAW national championship team. She was a co-captain. She is a member of the Rutgers University Athletic Hall of Fame. But there's no mixed loyalties tonight.
No, absolutely. And you
None
know,
at all.
Absolutely not. And it's a whole different program now at Rutgers. Vivian Stringer was not her coach. Teresa Grentz, who's now at Illinois, was Chris's coach, and she coached there for a short time when she was done. But Chris, she bleeds Husky blue.
Both Teresa and Vivian are in the Hall of Fame. And of course, Gina Oriema will be someday as well. Conlon, kick out Taurasi for 3. Got it!
You know, if you're Rutgers, how in the world can you leave Diana Taurasi open at any time, particularly on the break?
3rd 3 of the night in 4 attempts. 22nd of the season for Taurasi, who's taken over the team lead from Conlon. She's got 17 points. Coming off the sensational 25-point effort Saturday against Tennessee, putting the game-tying 3 to send it into overtime, and the game-winning 2 with 51 seconds left in OT. Rebound, last touch by Turner. 3 seconds left on the shot clock for Rutgers as Hearns returns with 3 personals.
It's a good sub. You got to get Hearns back in this game. But again, the shot, bad shot, but you got to box. There's no jerseys boxing out. They're just going for the ball. Barbara Turner is bummed.
On the inbound, Horton tries to beat the shot clock buzzer. She gets it off in time, but doesn't hit the rim.
Good defense that time by the Huskies. Got bailed out a bit. Again, not doing a good enough job boxing out. And that's the easiest thing in the world to do. Just turn, find your guy, and get a body on him.
Rutgers shooting 33% from the floor. UConn leads the country in field goal defense. A remarkable 29.8 entering the game. It's been a rough night for Conlon. She's now 0 for 5 from the floor, all from behind the arc.
But the good thing about Maria Conlon, she will continue to shoot the ball. You never want a shooter to stop shooting or lose their confidence.
Turner gives up the dribble, finds Strother on the right. There's a deep 3. And the rebound in the lane, Horton. Reach-in foul on Strother. Her first, 2 on UConn this half.
Perhaps a little frustration that time by Ann Strother. The shot didn't drop. She's not shooting particularly well. But at the same time, Huskies not running a lot of offense. So when you don't do the things you're supposed to do, bad things result.
UConn's won 28 straight here at the Civic Center. Last loss February 22nd, 1986 to St. John's. Ashley Valley with her first action of the night. She replaces Taurasi, who will get an ovation. We mentioned Taurasi didn't practice Monday. She's been very candid. She's just going to have to live with that sore ankle for the rest of the year. There's a possibility, if not a probability, that she'll undergo arthroscopic surgery on the ankle after the season.
Yeah, she said it felt better yesterday than it did today.
In the lane, Hearns spins. Can't get it to go, but she will get to the line. Now, Hearns is an interesting story. 6'3" junior out of Indianapolis. Began her collegiate career at Purdue. In the NCAA championship game 2 years ago as a freshman, Meg, she had 17 points and 7 rebounds in a loss to Notre Dame.
That's I mean, besides Ruth Riley, she was the best player on that floor in that game. And for Vivian Stringer to say that she's one of the most naturally gifted players I've ever seen, that's a heck of a comment, considering all the great players Stringer has coached.
Now, the reason why this is only Hearns' second game is she had to wait until her grades were posted. First of all, she had to sit out she was a mid-year transfer, so she had to sit out 2 semesters. But they had to wait till her first semester grades were posted. The team left for Texas Tech without knowing whether she'd be eligible to play. They didn't find out until they were in the locker room that her grades were posted and that she qualified academically. And Vivian said that her teammates give a big hip hip hooray and were yelling and screaming like they won the national championship when they found out she'd be eligible. The steal by Horton will take it right at Turner. Ashley Valley sticks her nose in for the rebound, and Hearns is going to pick up her 4th foul.
Not a smart foul that time by Hearns. Stringer took a chance and put her faith in her first-year player to go back in there and with the hopes that she'd be smart and not commit a foul. Here, good job by Horton just stepping in the lane. Turner wisely did not foul. Ashley Valley once again does fall, but she fell because she was pushed and fouled.
So Hearns will stay in with the 4 fouls, and as Turner takes it to the hoop,
What a quick
she draws
move.
the foul on Horton.
What a quick move that was, Bob.
Foul on Horton will be her 3rd, so Rutgers getting in real foul trouble now with 4 on Hearns and 3 on Horton. And to the free throw line will go Barbara Turner.
And Bob, this is where the Huskies have got to put the game away. They got to knock down the free throws.
Well, they've really struggled tonight, Megan. 7 of 16 from the line. And for the year, they're knocking them down at 72.9%. 5th best in the Big East.
Well, that tells you that mentally they are not as focused in this game, because free throws are all mental.
Timeout, 11:48 to go in the ball game. Gino Auriemma's club with its biggest lead of the night, 14. Well, the thing about food is I find, Meg, I'm only hungry when I'm awake. The rest of the time I'm not.
Yeah, and when you're not awake, you dream about food.
Top of the circle, it's McCullough. Biggest lead of the night for UConn at 14. Hearns is playing with 4 fouls. And if you're Vivian Stringer, why not? You're not going to win with. You're not going to come back from 14 down with her on the bench.
Yeah, there's certain times you just got to go with it.
12th turnover for the Scarlet Knights. Conlon will walk it across. UConn will play Virginia Tech Sunday at 2 o'clock at Gamble Pavilion. You'll see it here on CPTV. Turner in the lane over the shorter Horton.
Now that's a smart play, because one-on-one, Horton cannot guard Barbara Turner.
Giving away 4 inches and many a pound in the lane. Pondexter, gorgeous move to split the defense. Pass deflected out of bounds by McCullough. 9 points for Pondexter. Campbell returns for Rutgers, replacing Hearns. With the ball, Pondexter, who is a teammate on the U.S. Junior National Team of Diana Taurasi, Ashley Battle, Jessica Moore, and in her second year on that team, Ann Struther, who was then a high school player. The coach was Gino Auriemma.
Yeah, so you think these players know each other a little bit?
Shot clock inside 10. Pondexter with the tough shot. Rebound Moore and Campbell. Held ball. Arrow will point toward the Huskies.
Well, everyone, even Gino Auriemma, was saying foul, foul, foul. I thought that was actually a pretty good call, being a jump ball. Looked like both players had their hands on the ball. Yeah, that's a good call. It's a jump ball, although the Rutgers hands were on it for a very short amount of time.
Here's the steal, and Newton converts it.
Taurasi was going away from the ball. You got to go to the ball.
Full court pressure by the Scarlet Knights and paying dividends. 1 turnover, and then Newton knocks it away. Newton has very quick hands. Very athletic.
And now the difference is Taurasi's going to inbound the ball. Because number one, she's the best passer on the team, but then it's very difficult once she steps in to deny her the ball back.
Of course, Taurasi can't run the baseline here. Only do that after a made basket or free throw. Having trouble. Inbound pass through Turner's hands. Horton drives. Taurasi blocked it. Her 97th career block.
Well, they weren't getting the ball in because nobody's setting a screen. They're phantom screens. They're standing there, but no one's making contact.
So Rutgers stole the ball, knocked the next inbound pass away, and then stole the next one. Only came away with 2 points, however. Up top more, they wanted to go backdoor to Ashley Valley, but Pondexter took it away. Taurasi with the tough shot. Turner's going to get called for the rebound foul.
And that's not a real smart play. You're out of it. Obviously, Turner trying to tip it to someone, but you know you're boxed out. Don't be stupid.
Gino Auriemma is going to take a timeout here with 9:53 remaining, and his club up by 12. They led it by 9 at the half. We mentioned the Virginia Tech game. That'll be Sunday. There's the College Basketball National Player of the Year, the Naismith winner a year ago, Sue Bird,
And
who
how
was an instrumental part of the, to say the least, the Huskies' 39-0 season.
And there, Jesse Palmer, backup quarterback for the Giants, in the house with Susie Bird tonight. So you have to know that all the players will be asking who that was after the game.
Well, while you ponder that thought, let's step aside. The team really doesn't concern itself with this winning streak, and it's just a byproduct of the great success they've had. The last time they lost to Notre Dame in the Final Four 2 years ago, I'm reasonably certain that when they reported for practice the following October 15th, Gino Auriemma didn't say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out and try to break the all-time winning streak. We need to win 55 in a row. We're going to do it on January 18th at the Hartford Civic Center, a year from January, against Georgetown. But, you know, you win your next game, and then the next one, and the next one, before you know, they've strung together 51 of them.
And whoever thought that they would go 2 seasons completely undefeated and have won 3 national championships by now? I mean, it's insane. But, you know, you do your job every day, and all the streaks and all that stuff, that's for the media and the fans to talk about.
Pondexter with great body control. So she's in double figures now with 11, in double figures for the 8th time this year.
Pondexter wants a late birthday present. Her 20th birthday was yesterday. She wants to come away with a win here.
Taurasi fed Strother, who couldn't bring it in cleanly, taking away the opportunity for the shot. Turner up top. Rutgers doing a great job of denying the back door tonight. There's the reach-in steal by Pondexter. Turnover number 13 for UConn. Taurasi went for the steal. Newton spins and shoots over more.
Well, that turnover occurred because Barbara Turner tried to make something out of nothing. And there she wisely went to the basketball and got fouled. But you can't just start dribbling and try go one-on-one from the wing. It gets you nothing.
Foul on McCullough, her 3rd.
Taurasi with the near steal. And Newton got that ball to drop. The Scarlet Knights will not go away. It's an 8-point game.
7th team foul on Rutgers. And to the free throw line will go Turner. So if UConn wins tonight, that'll be 52 in a row. Sunday, Virginia Tech.
Well, the problem is, Bob, if they don't start playing better, they're not going to win tonight.
But if they win their next 2, they would then go for to tie Louisiana Tech's record of 54 1 week from tonight at Seton Hall. And if they win that one, they would go for the record on January 18th here at the Civic Center against Georgetown. Louisiana Tech won 54 in a row between 1980 and 1982. Nine-point UConn lead. That's the way it was at the half. And Pondexter hits the pull-up. She's got 13.
Exploiting the lack of quickness on Maria Conlon laterally.
Taurasi with the pull-up. Buries it. She's got 19.
Yeah, the one kid on UConn's team who you give the green light to go one-on-one is Diana Taurasi.
The 3 that Taurasi hit with 6 seconds left in regulation here Saturday to send it into overtime was a remarkable shot. It was actually a play that went awry. The intended shooter was Conlon, but it wasn't there. It went to Moore and then back to Taurasi, who caught it, shot it. Conlon chases down the rebound, and here comes UConn inside the 8-minute mark.
Every possession is important defensively. You got to limit Rutgers to 1 shot and then run offense and get something.
And Struther is called for setting a foul on the screen. Her second, 5 on UConn. Taurasi, by the way, on Monday was named the Big East Co-Player of the Week. It's the 3rd time that she's been the Player of the Week this season. Timeout, 7:40 to go in the half, and it's a 9-point Huskies lead. Considered by many people to be the 2nd most beautiful region in the country. We all know New England is first.
Oh, absolutely.
We will be in Southern California next year. I don't think we're going to be taking the train up to Seattle, but UConn will be playing 2 games in Southern California against Pepperdine and USC. Part of the Diana Taurasi homecoming tour in her senior year. She is from Chino, California.
Wilnette Crockett will get some home cooking as well.
From Harbor City is Wilnette. Well, Valley made that shot tough, but McCullough was there to pick up the loose change.
And once again, it's a 7-point game.
This Rutgers team is incredibly athletic.
And you know, they didn't press a lot the first half, and look what here they are pressing the second half. A lot of good results for the Scarlet Knights.
They've actually played better without Hearns today. But, you know, it's only Hearns' second game back, so there's certainly a transition process there.
Absolutely. Chemistry issues, continuity issues.
Conlon hits the shot. Her first 2 points of the night. She had been 0 for 5, all from 3-point range. So it was her first 2-point attempt of the night, and she drains it.
Came at a perfect time for Conlon and the Huskies.
9-point lead, 6.5 minutes left. Pondexter on the left, misses the tough shot, rebound on a hop to Conlon. Brings it up the floor, has Valley right, pass deflected from behind and stolen. Turnover number 15 for UConn.
Maria McCollum wants that back. That play, she should have pulled it out and run offense. Huskies did not have numbers.
Pondexter, Meg, has taken 21 shots. 21 of her team's 54 shots.
Wow.
And we mentioned she had 26 shots
Is there
the other night.
Yeah, is there a consensus here among the defense to not let her shoot the ball?
Wow, Pondexter with the great no-look pass to Theodoris, who couldn't handle it.
She expected her to shoot it, I think.
Turnover number 13 for Rutgers. There's Theodoris, who says she wears the number 42 to pay honor to the great Jackie Robinson. Mariota Theodoris from Riviera Beach, Florida. There's a look at Hearns, who is back in with the 4 fouls, and it's 6-3, trying to create havoc at the point on the press, and she does. Steal McCullough, who is hammered by Turner.
Well, the Huskies have been absolutely stymied by this full court pressure from the Scarlet Knights. Have not been able to inbound the ball. 1-2-1-1 press, and you got to screen somebody. You can't just run to a spot and set a screen. You got to put a body on a red jersey, and if they switch, you have to come back to the ball.
3rd foul on Turner, 6 on the team. This is what McCullough has done tonight. And she buries the first. This is one of 11 games for Rutgers this year against teams who played in the NCAA tournament last year. It's the 2nd straight road game against a top 25 opponent. Texas Tech was ranked 9th. And after hosting Syracuse Saturday, they'll then play another top 25 team, number 22 Villanova, 1 week from tonight at Rutgers.
You know, with all these turnovers that the Huskies have just committed, Gino Auriemma was just losing his mind on the bench, screaming, you don't do the things we ask you to do. And that's what drives coaches crazy. 16
turnovers for UConn. Now a mismatch down low. They get it to Moore, but she doesn't catch it. Timeout. UConn with 5:38 to go. And the lead is 7. Rutgers has outscored UConn by 2 in the first 14.5 minutes of this second half.
Well, Bob, this is what doesn't make sense. They're having a nightmare trying to inbound the ball, and then they're going to come down on offense, and from about 27 feet, Conlon is going to lob a ball to Jessica Moore, who has not done a phenomenal job all season long of catching difficult passes. So why would you take that risk and throw a pinpoint pass that has to be perfect when you haven't had a good shot in several possessions? That's where the kids have got to be smarter.
Yeah, I think the answer is they saw the height mismatch and they tried to take advantage, but still, for the reason you cited, probably not a good idea. This is a 14-5 Rutgers run.
And this is, you know, Bob, this is how these kids are going to get the experience to make the right plays. You got to go through some bumps before you get to where you totally understand what you have to do.
The turnover story.
Just about on target. Rutgers averages 14. The Huskies average 18.
And there's number 14 at a critical moment for Rutgers as Taurasi picks Pondexter's pocket.
See, and the nice thing about that, you create a turnover, you don't have to inbound the ball like you do after a made basket.
Moore. Taurasi beats Newton off the dribble, counted in the foul. And if it's on Hearns, she's gone. It's either Newton or Hearns. It will be Newton, and Taurasi with a chance for a three-point play.
Taurasi saw a little bit of daylight, saw there wasn't much help. Poor Hearns, she did come over to try to help. Too little, too late. But great athleticism. You know, everyone thinking about that bad right ankle by Taurasi. She wasn't thinking about it. She was thinking about the excitement.
First free throw of the night for Taurasi, who's third all-time at UConn from the line at 84.4%. She's got 22 points tonight, her fifth 20-point game of the year and 16th of her career. 10-point UConn lead. Horton, no good, gets her own rebound. Turner reaches in, and we're going to get a foul call. Huskies wanted a held ball. Instead, Turner will get her fourth foul, and that's 7 on UConn, so Rutgers will shoot the 1-and-1.
And Gino Auriemma is obviously irate, being pretty calm. The Rutgers bench jumped up in excitement. The reason being, it's very tough for Sally Bell way over on the left, outside of the left part of your monitor, while two officials are standing right there. She obviously didn't agree with the call, and you hear the crowd booing.
Right.
And you can understand where the frustration comes in for these players and the coaches and the fans. There are two officials on the right side of the floor. The official from the opposite side makes the call, and the Rutgers player's back was to her.
So Horton will shoot the 1-and-1. Since she's the only senior on this team, she's nicknamed Grandma by her teammates.
She's the elder statesman.
Yeah, only one senior, 2 juniors, 5 sophomores, and 3 freshmen on this team.
Certainly a very bright future for this core of young players. The freshman class last year got so much experience.
And when we say Pondexter's a sophomore, that's just from an academic standpoint. From an you know, this is their first year playing. We already cited the academic issue last year, knocked away by the Scarlet Knights.
Oh,
Huskies are fortunate there's no 10-second clock in women's basketball in the
and
backcourt.
Horton, quite the athlete, jumped over press row.
Where there are very few athletes, by the way.
Yeah, very few.
The next one you see will be the first one. Taurasi across the midcourt line gets the pick from Moore, misses the shot, rebound Rutgers, and a rebound foul on UConn.
One of the few times I might say this year, Taurasi didn't need to take that shot. Is she the best player in the land? Yes. Would it have been better to run offense there? Absolutely.
Foul will be on Valley. Her second and 8 on the team, so Rutgers has a chance to cut down this 8-point lead if they can make their free throws. Chelsea Newton, 5'11" sophomore from Carroll High School in Monroe, Louisiana, scored 2,360 points in high school, but she misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
You know, the fans may not realize why Gino Auriemma loses his mind when he does, but, you know, he sees stretches like we've seen in this game all the time in practice. And, yeah, you see the Tennessee win on Saturday and how exciting, but he sees this stuff, and he sees this as a result.
Here's a 2-on-0. Taurasi wisely doesn't contest Pondexter, and all of a sudden Rutgers is within 6 with 4:07 to go, and you better believe UConn is going to try to keep the ball in Taurasi's hands as much as they can because of her poise and her free throw shooting ability. She takes it in the lane. The reach-in foul will be called. I think it will be on Horton. It is, and that's her fourth.
Bob, it's so important that the Huskies continue to run offense. Diana Taurasi, while she single-handedly beat Tennessee on Saturday in the latter part of the game, you got to continue to use your teammates. You can't be going one-on-one every time. You got to run offense. and she can't get frustrated. That's the key.
Number 4 on Horton, number 9 on Rutgers. So everything the rest of the way will result in 2 free throws for UConn. And Taurasi misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and a terrific offensive rebound for Morgan Valley. Her 5th rebound of the game. That equals her season high.
The unsung hero.
She also had 5 down in Tampa against South Florida. Moore on the right. Shot clock at 10. Conlon gets the screen from Morgan Valley. And a foul will be called, I think, on Pondexter.
Yes, that is correct.
Her second, and that's 10 team fouls. So now everything will be 2 free throws. Maria Conlon does not get to the line very often, but when she does, she's been effective. She is 8 for 10 from the line this season. Only 3 points tonight for Conlon, who has been a steadying influence since entering the starting lineup as a necessity because of the injuries. Timeout, 3:32 remaining. The Huskies hanging on. They're up 8. On a 51-game overall winning streak and a 53-game home court winning streak.
And, you know, you don't make passes like this. This is why you don't leave your feet to make the pass. And Pondexter finishing nicely on the break. And more importantly, you get the 2 points, but you get yourselves into that full court pressure that has wreaked havoc for the Huskies here today.
Pondexter's numbers. She was a 2-time Miss Illinois basketball at John Marshall High School in Chicago. Big East Rookie of the Week on December 16th. Now Rutgers with the ball, down 8 with 3:26 remaining. Scarlet Knights' last lead was 22-20. Then UConn ended the first half on a 13-2 run, led it by 9 at the half. Pondexter's pass deflected out of bounds by Moore with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. She was looking for Hearns.
And that's where Pondexter's so good. You can't let her get into the lane. You got to keep her in front.
Out to Horton. Will shoot over Valley. No good, and a pressure rebound for Moore, who then lost the handle, but Conlon was there to pick it up. Rebound number 5 for Jessica Moore. She had 8 big ones the other day against Tennessee. And it was the sort of game where if she only had 7, UConn might not have won.
That's right.
Moore on the right. We have not seen Wilnette Crockett tonight. She had 6 big rebounds off the bench the other day against the Lady Vols. Down low, Taurasi has her shot blocked, gets it back, misses, tips it up again, no good. And there's Morgan Valley with her season-high 6th rebound and a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
Uncharacteristic Taurasi missing 3 shots inside. I think she was fouled on the first one, but she just couldn't get the following 2 to drop.
On the left, it's Conlon. Valley hands to Struther and is called for traveling.
That's a good call. She definitely walked.
Turnover number 19 for UConn.
One of those games, that look on his face says it all right now. When it rains, it pours.
And Vivian Stringer wants timeout with 2:15 left, and her team trailing 59-51.
Now, the problem in a situation like that, against a streaky team like Rutgers, the longer you give them the chance that they can hang around, the more they feed off of that. And if the Huskies had done just a couple things differently, Bob, like knock down more free throws, execute some offense, not turn it over so haphazardly, this would be a very different game.
UConn only 12 of 23 from three-point line. There's freshman Nicole Wolf, the freshman from Walpole, Massachusetts. Remember when we were down in Tampa for the South Florida game, we had a shot of her getting her left foot worked on by trainer Rosemary Regal. As it turns out, she has a stress fracture. The official word, she's out 4 to 6 weeks, but that's really just a wild guesstimate. And it's one of those things where she'll be undergoing therapy, has the left foot in a boot. And the Huskies hope to get her back somewhere around February 1st, but there's certainly no guarantee of that. February 1st, oh, by the way, is the date of the showdown between UConn, currently ranked number 2, and top-ranked and undefeated Duke down at Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham, North Carolina.
And you want to get Nicole Wolf as healthy as possible, as soon as possible. And obviously, you want her drinking a lot of milk. I know Kathy Oriema was saying drink as much milk as you possibly can. but you also don't want to jeopardize her career by getting her back too early.
Wolf was the McDonald's National Player of the Year last year as a high school senior at Walpole High School in Massachusetts. Scored 18 points in her very first game in a UConn uniform. Out of the Rutgers timeout, Scarlet Knights with the ball. Top of the circle, Horton wants to go by Valley, does. Sally Bell is going to take it away.
Absolutely.
And call the charge, and that's 5 on Horton. Wow.
What a play by Jessica Moore. She did it late in the Tennessee game. Here, coming over, taking the charge once again. Those are the little things that make the biggest difference.
So Horton fouls out with 11 points, 3 rebounds, in double figures tonight for the 8th time this year. And that's the sort of thing. Just imagine if the call had gone the other way. It'd be a 6-point lead, and she'd be at the line trying to make a 3-point play.
And that's why you do that defensive shell drill every day in practice. You know, defense is hard work. People don't typically like to play it, but Jessica Moore has proven that she is willing to step in there and sacrifice her body for the betterment of her team, and no better time than with 1:58 to go, up 8.
We mentioned that a win tonight for UConn would equal the school record for the longest home court winning streak. That record is 54, and that particular streak began with a win over Rutgers on January 24th, 1996, ended with a loss to Tennessee on January 10th, 1999. And the last loss for UConn at home was to Tennessee on February 2nd, 2000 at Gamble. Since then, they've won 53 in a row at home. Struther on the left. Shot clock is at 10. Moore feeds Taurasi down low off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover number 20 for UConn.
Taurasi was open. It wasn't a perfect pass. It was a little bit low. You would expect her to catch it.
Courtney Locke, a 5'7" freshman from San Marcos, Texas, came in to replace Horton.
Oh, and it's good.
And they're going to count the basket and the foul.
This is the NBA.
Pondexter will get the hoop and will go to the line to try to make it a 3-point play.
Whoa, let's see. There's the bump. She took another step and a half. Good body control by Pondexter.
Foul on Conlon, her first. 9 on UConn. Pondexter knocks down the free throw, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. But we mentioned Locke, what a pressure cooker for her. A 5'7" freshman, averages 7 minutes a game, and now she finds herself playing the defending national champs who have won 51 in a row with a 5-point game with a minute left. Struther down low, tough catch, and she converts.
Once again, late in the game, Ann Struther making a huge shot.
In the lane, drawing the foul again is Pondexter. This one will be on Taurasi.
Well, the last thing you want to do late in the game, up 5, is stop the clock. But one thing you do want to do is get the ball to that young lady, regardless of what Ann Struther has done. The previous 39 minutes, you can always count on her to make a big play. She's a big-time player.
So we get a timeout, 1:03 to go. Pondexter will be shooting a couple. 7-point lead. This is the 17th consecutive time UConn has played before a sellout here at the Hartford Civic Center.
Yeah, 2 future Huskies right there.
Yep. UConn, by the way, leads the country in attendance. They're averaging 13,834 per game. The Civic Center seats 16,294. And this is the 4th game here. They have 3 more to go against Georgetown, Syracuse, and West Virginia. West Virginia, without a doubt, the biggest surprise in the Big East this season. Undefeated at 10-0, and we saw earlier they were hammering Notre Dame at halftime tonight in Morgantown.
Honest to God, who would have thought Mike Carey would come in, a virtually unknown, and just build that program up from top to bottom.
Pondexter knocks down the free throw. She has 19, coming off a career-high 29 Saturday night at Texas Tech. 5-point game. Remember the problems the Huskies have had handling this press. Conlon is immediately fouled by Newton. Conlon is an excellent free throw shooter. 2 for 2 tonight, 10 for 12 this season.
Let's see if you threw the hoax on her with that one.
Newton's third. Both teams are in the double bonus, so every foul the rest of the way except for a team control foul will result in free throws. It will result in 2 free throws.
Well, I would imagine any team who gets this tape to scout the Huskies, and the hoax did work. Yeah, rather I should say hex, not hoax.
Could be both.
Absolutely. Teams know now, hey, maybe we should press UConn. Full court.
Conlon had missed 2 free throws all year. She misses 2 in a row there. Off the miss shot, Struther. Struther got fouled. It wasn't called. Then on the rebound, Taurasi.
And look who went in there. Look who went in there, Bob, to rip down that. You got to look at the way Diana Taurasi went in there to rip down that rebound. Rebounding is.
Struther got fouled. Watch Struther.
She got totally bumped, did Struther, right here, boom. But although Taurasi did push the Rutgers kid into her, but look at the way Taurasi just goes up there, and she will not be denied.
The arrow is aiming toward Rutgers. There'll be a fresh 30 on the shot clock. That's insignificant with only 48 seconds left. 5-point lead.
It's all about toughness at this point, Bob.
So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 coaching legends come up with their strategy down the stretch, and they are indeed legends. Vivian Stringer has won 659 games. Gina Auriemma 476. And combining the 2, look at that, 1,135 wins, a combined won-loss percentage of 78%. 3 national championships, all won by Gina Auriemma. 9 Final Fours, 6 for Auriemma here at UConn, and 3 for Stringer. 1 at Cheney State, 1 at Iowa, and 1 here at Rutgers. Off the inbound, Pondexter.
You can't give up a 3.
And as she goes in, had it knocked away.
Morgan Valley. Morgan Valley created that turnover once again. Jessica Moore picks up the loose ball, gets fouled. Unbelievable play by Morgan Valley all game, Bob.
So Moore will shoot the free throws. The foul.
Jessica Moore found a way to rip that ball, and then Rutgers has to foul to stop the clock.
Foul on Pondexter. That is her 3rd. Now Moore has struggled from the line. Just 4 of 8 tonight. Knocks down that one.
So important to make free throws at crucial points in the game. Mental toughness.
Big East opener for UConn, who has won 12 won or shared 12 Big East regular season titles, including the last 9. 7-point lead. There's Locke, the freshman. Newton for 3. Knocks it down to pull within 4.
Went to a zone that time. That leaves you open on the outside.
Taurasi has trouble inbounding, so she'll call the timeout to avoid the 5-second violation. UConn up for 27 seconds left.
And he's annoyed for good reason, because you do not want to give up a 3. That's the one thing you do not want. And the Huskies gave up a wide open 3 at the top of the key.
So Rutgers no doubt will go for the steal. There's the game reset. Rutgers with 1 30-second timeout left. UConn has a full, and that's it. So should the Huskies have trouble inbounding again, they still have 1 more, but only 1 more bailout timeout. So
look what he just said there, Bob. He said, I can't help you guys.
All right.
You draw something up in the huddle. You talk to the kids, you tell them what you want, and then they go out, and it's like they never heard what you said. And these are things that have been going on all year long. The one thing you don't want to give up a 3, and yet that's what happens. And this is where the kids have just got to bounce back. You'll see the real toughness of these kids right now if they come out and execute and do what they need to do to seal this win.
Now 4 of the 5 UConn players on the floor are excellent free throw shooters. The lone exception is Moore, but she just knocked down 2 crucial ones before. Taurasi to inbound, having trouble. Goes inbound to Conlon, knocked away by McCullough. Now Rutgers needs to foul, and Hearns will commit her 5th, but with 23 seconds left, you can't worry about things like that.
Well, once again, not a very good exchange between Valley and Conlon. Not a clean screen set. Because if you set a good screen, the person popping out will be open, or if they switch, the screener will be open. And the further you go down towards the ball in the corner, that plays right in the defense's hands, because that's where they trap you.
So it will be Conlon at the line, shooting 2. She's 2 of 4 tonight. She made her first 2, but she just missed 2 in a row her last trip there. So Hearns fouls out. It was a rather forgettable first start for her in a Rutgers uniform. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 for 5 from the floor, and played sparingly because she was in foul trouble all night. So here's Conlon at the line. The Huskies make their free throws. They ought to be able to escape with a win. And Conlon knocks down the first one.
Drew perhaps the loudest ovation of the night with that free throw.
Conlon's missed 3 out of her last 4. Now Rutgers down 5. They need a 3 and a 2, not necessarily in that order. Newton misses the shot, rebound Taurasi. Rutgers immediately fouls her with 13 seconds left. And going to the free throw line will go the preseason Naismith nominee, who was the 3rd leading free throw shooter for her career in UConn history at 84.4%. 1 of 2 tonight.
Well, Taurasi fouled pretty hard. You saw her get up quickly and just make a beeline towards the foul line. Didn't want to get caught up in any of the trash talk that has gone on throughout this game.
23 points for Taurasi. Timeout with 13 seconds left. And UConn up 6. Rutgers using its last timeout here to try to decide what they want to do, whether, obviously in this situation, Megan, you used to be on Gino Auriemma's staff. If you're the coach here, I guess you set up a contingency if she makes the free throw, and one if she does, and one if she doesn't.
And then you set up also on the opposite end what you're going to run on offense, what you're going to do, and then you try to think a couple plays ahead. And defensively, now Taurasi's got expect her to make it, okay, and UConn hasn't been pressing. I doubt they would press, so Rutgers has got to have a play on offense, and then similarly, what are they going to do on defense, which ideally is set up that press, know who to foul, what players are good free throw shooters, know how many timeouts you have left. All those things are important, and know who on your own team is in foul trouble. You don't want someone with 4 fouls committing a foul.
Taurasi makes this, it'll be awfully tough because it's a 7-point lead to make it a 3-possession game. So the one thing UConn cannot do here is foul. You don't want someone making a 3 and then also going to the line. That's the only way the Rutgers can come back. Pondexter hits the 3. No timeouts left, though. Inbound to Valley. She's fouled, but Valley also an excellent free throw shooter. This year, she has gone to the line 9 times and has made all 9. So the Huskies had their hands full tonight.
They sure did, but think about this. When this year did Morgan Valley play this many minutes and have to get to the line with 5.9 seconds to go? This will test her toughness if she can just step up there and knock it down.
Well, the only close game the Huskies had in the regular season last year was at Virginia Tech. The national championship game was a very close one, decided late. And this year, you got back-to-back close ones against Tennessee and against this very aggressive Rutgers team. But the Huskies are going to indeed dodge a bullet. Locke loses the ball out of bounds with 2.1 seconds left. So UConn begins defense of its Big East regular season title with a win over Rutgers. And that'll do it. UConn beats Rutgers 67-62, and the Scarlet Knights, the Huskies, have now tied the school record with their 54th straight home win. A record that was set back between 1996 and 99. Overall, it's the 52nd straight win for UConn. second longest winning streak in women's basketball history, only 2 shy of the record of 54 set by Louisiana Tech between 1980 and 82. UConn 13-0 overall, 1-0 in the Big East.